Welcome back to a brand new coffee tech break with Jan. Good to see you back on my channel again. Think I got another great video for you lined up today because I want to take you through Google Meet natively on StudioX. Yes, it's right here now coming with the 4.0. And I will track you in this video through the setup, how you can enable this on StudioX, how you can enable it to the Google admin portal, and I will show you the end user experience as well as on the TV UI. I will show you that on the TC8, so you got a bit of feeling at what you can expect from this setup. Alright, so before we jump into the bits and bytes, let me first take you a little bit to the product guidelines. So the Google Meet application, as I said, there's no other box around this. The Google Meet is built into those devices, and I'm talking about X30 for your small rooms, X50 for your mid-sized rooms, X70 for your large rooms. It's just a matter of selecting the application and you will be able to use it. But I will guide you through it. So I will show you as well as in the WebUI, but I also will show you that in PolyLens, where you can enable that. As usual, if you got any questions or comments, don't forget to put them under the video. And of course, I will try to answer them as good as possible. Hopefully you enjoy this video today. There's a lot of more videos coming up. So if you like this type of video, I would say just subscribe to my channel and I'll always keep you updated on the latest and greatest. Now, let me not hold you off anymore because I know you guys are waiting to see this experience. So first off, I will show you how you enable this, so through the WebUI and to PolyLens, and then we'll jump into my coffee demo room and show you that end user experience. So as soon as you walk into the room, how you can enable that as an admin, what are the features and functions as an end user experience, just to guide you step by step through that whole process. And hopefully you will enjoy it. All right, let me jump now in my computer and show you where you can enable the Google Meet. So first off, PolyLens. So how can you enable the Google Meet application on your StudioX device? And don't forget to take a cup of coffee in between. Okay, let me show you that very quickly. So first off, you go to Manage, then you go to Policy. And here you'll be able to create policy. Policy is based on a device model, which is when a device comes like new into the PolyLens. Maybe you put in a DHCP option where it comes into the network, it automatically registers to PolyLens. Then you can create a device model policy. This will be inherited immediately after it comes in the PolyLens platform. Then you can create a device group, so that's more like a group. I usually create sort of test group. If there's a newer version that I want to test out, I usually create a group. There's a site, so this is a location based on an IP address. Again, because it is also on the internet, it could be an external internet address, because for different branches or locations you have. Device user group, it's more for the headsets, so not so for the appliances. Think of when you have a contact center, etc. You want to make sure that the volume of that headset, you want to limit that. There you can create some protection for your user community. And an individual policy. So that means specifically on a device you can create a policy. Let's say you want to put some rooms into the Google Meet, and then you can also do it on an individual basis, but very powerful. The PolyLens has been enhanced enormously, and I will probably do some new deep dives in the future. But today we got a Google Meet session. So let me jump into, for example, a device model policy. Let me take an X30 here, but it can also be an X50, of course, an X70. We click and open it up, and here you see, here you can set all policies for the device. As I said, when it comes into the network, it registers here, and here there's also policy for the provider. Here you go. And here I can set, which is now in poly mode, the H323 zip application. So I can change that here to Microsoft Teams, to Google but I'll go change it to Google Meet application. This is the native application running on the Android platform and on StudioX. I think really powerful. And this has been available for the first time now with 4.0. And so first make sure you upgrade to 4.0. And if you haven't seen my previous video, I would recommend to check it out, how you can upgrade to that latest and greatest version. So this is for the Lens platform. Now, how does this look like in the WebUI of the StudioX? Here we have the web interface of the StudioX. So here you just put in a username and password. Out of the box, it's the last 6 digits of the serial number. You log in there. And there's a lot of things which you can set underneath on the StudioX. So you can set also the provider here. And it's like for troubleshooting, there's a lot of information you can find. So here you can see the different versions, so also the applications running on the StudioX. Here you'll find information on the different versions, serial numbers, etc. Now the provider, similar, you go here under general settings to provider, and here you go. This one is set to Google Meet. So exactly the same location where you set it to Zoom, where you set it to Teams, etc. So here you have now the option in the latest version 4.0. The latest, you got here Google Meet available now. So this is through the web application. All right, just some guidelines how easy it is to enable the Google Meet application on StudioX. Next step, how to enable that Google Meet application when you have it enabled through Lens or through the web interface. Now, what do I have here? I got here the Poly TC10 touch panel. You can use that at the table to control the Google Meet application, and there behind me I got X30 here on the screen. Now, is only the TC10 working? No, of course you got also the TC8. So if you got a smaller touch panel at the table, that's also fine for your smaller rooms. For your bigger rooms, I think the TC10 will be appreciated. And I also got the LEDs on the side, so you will see if you mute, it will give also the red lights on the side. A very powerful touch panel, 10-inch, and so just a bit bigger and visible at the table. Now, let's get started. So I will jump into my coffee tech room now to show you the experience. So how to enable this. Let's go. Here you go. Welcome into my coffee tech demo room. And of course, don't forget to take a cup of coffee in between. So the setup I have right here, you see that here in this room. And so on the top here, you got a screen. So there I will show you what's going on, what's available. When you set up a meeting, it will show the calendar, etc. And there beneath, I have the TC8, which I will show right underneath here. So you got a little bit bigger because otherwise it will be too small. So in this room, you got, I think, a great visibility of the options and the features and functions, as well as on the big screen, as well as on the TC8. Now, this is when it just first started when you set Google Meet application. So you need a Google Workspace license to enable this. I think that's very important. And just by register this code, I think it's really easy. So we need to take this code. We go into the Google admin portal, and there we can enroll this device, and it will automatically assign a license. So let me show you that right now. All right, welcome in the Google admin portal. So here we have all devices centrally managed, and here we can set different policies. Also, we can enroll devices here just by entering this code here, which we see on the screen in the room. There's a lot of things here. You got meeting quality tools. So if you got during a call, you got some issues here, you can find all that information right here. It will exactly say from which moment somebody was sharing or muting, etc. It gives you very deep insights. There's also room insights, a number of people in the room, etc. But I don't know if all features and functions are already available, but there's a lot of things which you got here centralized, managed from this portal. Now, let me enter now the tool to enroll this device here and show you that end user experience. Okay, so first off, we need to give it a device name, activation code. And so this is the code showing you on the screen and also on the TC10 right here. And so let me enter that. Here you go. So the only thing you need to do is click on Enroll. But what I will do, I will jump back into the meeting room so you can see exactly what's going on. And that's it. So we got now enrolled the device into the Google Meet platform. As you can see, really easy to run that through just by entering that code into the Google admin portal and you're ready to go. Now, one thing which you wanted to do is also add a calendar to this room. And so we want to make sure we got that like join experience by just pressing a meeting invite. So let me go back now into the Google admin portal and show you where you can do that. Welcome back in the Google admin portal. So now you can see the device is enrolled. You can find all the different information needed for troubleshooting. Now on the left side you can find some history. You can reboot the device remotely if you want to deprovision it. So if you want to release the license, there's some quality reporting. So if you need to dive deep on a specific call, you can find all that information also during a live call. So you can do a lot of great troubleshooting in here. Now, if you go all the way below, you find here the option assign a calendar. So what I will do now, I will assign a personal calendar to this device. Here you go. I got now calendar assigned. Click on save. And now this calendar will be assigned to my device. So let's go back into the demo room. Again, don't forget to take coffee in between. So now we got the calendar also activated. You can see here on the TV UI it's activated, and here on the TC10 you can also see the invitation. What is important is you need to have a TC8 or a TC10 paired up to the StudioX. That's important. You need to have that to activate it. Otherwise the whole setup won't work. Now, what do we have available on the TV UI and on the TC8? And let me show you that. So first off, on the TV UI, you can see the time and the date here on the left corner. You find here the name of the meeting room. Now, important, you also have the companion app. So if you go to this URL, g.co.companion, you can join with your laptop. So if you got a Chrome browser, just join with your laptop, join the meeting, and for example, you can take care of the chat from your laptop. And so you don't do that in the meeting room, but you can companion with your laptop. I think this is really, really nice, and it will mute your microphone, of course, and mute the audio, so there's no interference with each other. That's the whole setup with this companion. Now, further, we got here the meeting invite, which I set up. This means you can join a meeting, and you can even join it by pressing that on a touchscreen. But officially, a touchscreen is not supported today. Also, there's no whiteboarding today. You probably do that from a companion. And so you join again, you join from your Chrome browser on your laptop, and you can join that same meeting and do the whiteboarding from your laptop. So let me take you through the TC10 interface. So first off, here you got the meeting invite. Similar as you see on the TV UI, just press that, join the meeting. And also you can find the code here. So if you need to join as a companion from your laptop, you need to put in this number. And I will show you that in a bit when I will share some content from a remote participant. Now here you got time and date. On the left side you see the meeting room name. Here you see the option to join a current meeting or to start a meeting. So if you click on that, you put in here the meeting code. So if there's already a meeting going on, you can join it. Or you just start a meeting by pressing join. And that means if you don't put in a code here, you just press join, it will start a brand new meeting. All right, so that is join and start a meeting. We got here call a phone. So this could be a license that you need for this. So always recommend to check that out. But you got the ability from this meeting room to dial to a phone number if needed. I think that's also a really nice option. Now, what is under the hood here? If we click this one, here you can like give some feedback. if you got any problems, you can provide feedback on the different options. So if I just click on it and I say submit, it will provide the feedback back to the platform, and the administrator is able to track that back. So that is an option. If you click here on the wheel, you can enable here the live captions, but that will probably something that needs to enable centrally, if that is allowed. And under general, we have some options, for example, refresh. If you want to refresh the interface, here you can restart a device if needed. So if there is an issue, you can always restart, and here you can view some license. So these are some settings which are available when you're not in a call. Just easy setup. Now on the TC10, don't forget, I also have the button right underneath. That is that Poly button. If I click on that, you still have that side menu. Don't forget that. So we got device mode. So in case you have a Zoom call or a Teams call or anything like that, you can always just go into the device mode and enable that. So let me show you that quickly. Probably you know the device mode very well. Here you see, this is device mode. You just use that USB-C cable, the HDMI cable from the StudioX, put it in your laptop, and you can run like any video platform from the laptop side. This is available also with the mix in the Google Meet application. So that is, I think, really powerful if you need to have some interrupt service where you're able compatibility to connect to different platforms. Now, what is also available, you see, you can do some environmental settings. So if you need to do some environmental things, you can add some control for your meeting room, like lighting, etc. So I can put a link right here to show you some of those features. Really nice to break out to those different settings, or turn on the screens, or turn on the sun or the air conditioning, etc. Here you can also do some camera settings, and under settings you will find some general info. As you see, it automatically disappears on the screen side. Right, that was the experience before the meeting. So what is available during the meeting? So let me just join this meeting now. This is a current meeting scheduled to the Google Calendar, and so we're in the meeting now. And here, let me walk you through the different options. So on the top left, you got all the information. You got the meeting invite here, and again you see this code. This is the code which a user can punch in to join the meeting. Here you see, so you got your meeting invitation right now. Joining info is this URL and adding that code after it. So if you're using a browser, you just put in and copy and paste this into a browser, and you're able to join the meeting. Really, really easy. Here you see the name of this room. You can raise hand if you want to. That's an option here. So you can always do that, raise hand, or you lower your hand. And the other options are the emotions, of course. So if you need to put in some emotions, you can do that during the meeting. You just press the invite, and it will eventually just pop up all those emotions during the meeting. That is always much appreciated. Now, then we close this one. Here you can pin. So if you need to pin some specific person, you're able to do that. So you click on that side. On the right side, we got mute. So let me click on that, and what you immediately see, I don't know if that is visible on your side, but on the TC10, on the side, it becomes red now. So if people walk into this room, they immediately see now that the microphone is muted. Here you can turn off the camera. So now the camera is muted if needed. Here you have the volume control. Right, let me unmute the camera settings again to make sure we can show you all the settings. So I got a privacy cover over my X30, but I will let another participant join soon, so you're able to see that remote experience. Control the camera. So here you can control the camera. You got continuously framing. So that is what is set by the device. So speaker track, group track, or any of those options to do auto framing. If I turn it off, you can manually PTZ. So you can zoom in or zoom out. You can go to home, which says the full room view. And here you got the PTZ left, right, and to top or below. That's available right here. Now, let me enable that again. Now, here you got turn off captions on and off, and that will show you additional information on the caption during the meeting. Here you can change the layout. So I will let another participant join soon, and then you're able to see you can switch to different layouts and share a presentation, etc. And of course we got chat. So it will show you a notification only on the screen, or it can show you the information here on the TV UI. But if you don't want it, you can leave it out. And here, what you will see, it will point you to that companion app to use that. So again, if you are in a meeting room, you can always join from your laptop with a browser. Everything is muted, so you don't got any interruption with your audio from your device, but at least you can do the chatting from your laptop in that meeting room. And of course, here on the right side, on the top right side, you can see here the volume up and down and the exit meeting button. So these are all available. All right, let me now ask Don to join this meeting. So he could join in companion mode, so he could do chat, presentation, or anything else from his laptop side. But that assumes that he is in the same room, so that the audio and video is muted. You can join with just sharing a presentation. That's also a possibility. So when I'm in the same room, but I just want to share something, that's also a possibility. Or join with the full-blown client. So I'm somewhere remotely and I just wanted to join this meeting with audio, video, and presentation options. So John is joining the meeting now with the full client mode to present something. All right, Don is in the meeting now. As you can see, he's calling from somewhere in space. So let me ask him now to share a presentation to give you a little of a glimpse how that looks like. Don is sharing a presentation, as you can see right here. So you got your screen on the left side and Don is on the right side. And you can play around with the layouts. So if I go back here into the layouts, we go to Spotlight and you can put the presentation big. If you click on sidebar, you will see it will put the participants on the sidebar. If you put tiled, it will make sure it will share it. Here you can see. So you got different layouts available to play with it. That's really, really nice. So there's no interaction here on the TV UI. So there's no way to annotate or something. Again, then you need to use the companion functionality. Let the laptop join, use the companion mode, and then you're able to to work through some of those configurations, some of those features there. All right, so what more is available? So while Don is now sharing a presentation, what you will see on the TC10, you got now different options available. So I can unpin here the presentation, and then it will share all the different screens over the big screen, as you can see. So all the participants are also visible. Now again, if I then pin my presentation specifically, what you will see, and the presentation will be big. So there's another participant now into the call who've done some chat. Now, if you want to see that, you go here again to chat. And if I now click on chat history, it will automatically change the layout as you see right here. So you got the chat here on the right side. And if you want to respond to this, you need to join with your laptop using the companion mode, and then you can respond back. Really, really nice. And of course, you can change the emotions here. So here you can put in some emotions during the meeting. Really powerful. Yeah, I think it already looks very, very good, the Google Meet application. So of course, it will be developed more and more. So I expect more features in here, but that will come. So if I exit the meeting now, here you got your feedback button. So here you can respond to your experience you had, which of course will be provided back into the meeting. And then it will automatically jump into the home screen again. Really powerful. Now, just one last thing I wanted to show you. So if you start a new meeting, so if again I click on that join meeting and I say just join meeting, I just create here my own meeting. Now there's another option which you then see is add people. So here you got phone information, PIN information, and multiple numbers if needed there, which you can share. But also you got the option now to add participant. So a really nice user experience. And I can just say add participants, and here I can invite participants using their email address or their Google Meet account. All right, here ends the coffee tech break session for today. Hopefully you enjoyed it. If you got any questions or comments, just put them under the video and we'll try to answer them as good as possible. If you like this type of video, I would say regular check back on my channel or subscribe to my channel, and I always will keep you updated on the latest and greatest. There's a lot of great stuff coming up the next couple of months, so stay tuned on my channel. And looking forward to see you back on the next time.